Have you ever thought dogs live simple lives, just eating, sleeping, and wagging their tails? Well, this might make you see everything in a whole new light. Every day, your dog does things for you, quietly, consistently, and with a love so deep it could melt your heart, yet most people never even notice. You may think you're the one taking care of your dog, but the truth is, they're the ones caring for you, in ways only truly connected souls can understand. And the strangest part? It's not the first thing. It's the last, the one that could completely change the way you see life. If you let your heart truly open. So if you've ever laid next to your pup and whispered, "Thank you for being here," then this video is just for you. Have you ever felt empty sleeping alone? Some nights, the bed feels spacious, but your heart feels cramped with loneliness? And then, your pup jumps up on the bed, curls up beside you, no words, no demands, just there. Sleeping with your dog isn't just a little indulgence, it's a real form of therapy. When you hold your pup close, your brain releases oxytocin, the hormone that brings feelings of love, peace, and safety. It helps soothe those quiet anxieties you sometimes don't even know you're carrying. Someone once said, "I suffered from insomnia for nearly 6 years due to anxiety. Then one night, I let my dog sleep beside me. I didn't just fall asleep. I dreamed for the first time in years." A dog's presence is like a soft blanket laid over your heart, so gentle and warm that just hearing their faint breathing makes life feel lighter somehow. And the most magical part? You might not remember exactly when you drifted off to sleep. But your dog? Still right there. Always. But that's just the beginning. There's something dogs do for children, something parents may never have imagined. Right finger, let's discover that in the next part. You may have heard it before. Don't let your child play with the dog too much, they're full of germs. But what if the truth is actually the opposite? Recent studies show that children who grow up with dogs are less likely to suffer from ear infections, colds, and tend to have stronger immune systems throughout their early years. That means, every time a pup licks their hand, lies beside them, or shares a toy, the child's body is actually learning to better fight off the microbial world around them. And it doesn't stop there. Children also learn empathy and how to love from a very young age. One mother once shared, "My daughter had mild allergies since she was little. But after we adopted a puppy, not only did she get sick less often, she became gentler, more emotionally in tune than ever before." This isn't just about physical health. It's about a kind of emotional immunity, where a child feels loved, learns responsibility, and grows every day thanks to that furry little friend. And if a dog can do all that for your child, you might be surprised to find they're quietly healing something deep in you. 2. There are days when you feel like you're drifting in a sea of people, yet somehow lonelier than ever. No one asks, "Are you okay?" And even if they did, you wouldn't know how to answer. But then, a pair of eyes looks at you, gentle, patient, and understanding without a single word. Those are your dog's eyes. It's no coincidence that many call dogs emotional support animals. They may not speak, but they stay. Especially when your heart is at its weakest. Their quiet presence is like an emotional blanket, warm, soft, and always there when you need it most. I once heard a story. A man, after a life-shattering loss, was ready to give up everything. But that night, his dog came over, rested its head in his lap, and refused to move. He later said, "I was going to end it all. But when I looked into his eyes, the only thing left that still believed in me. I couldn't do it." You are not alone. And if you have a dog by your side, remember this. To someone, you might be the whole world, even when you feel like you're nothing. And sometimes, that quiet love doesn't just save you. It helps you open your heart to the world again. There's a kind of loneliness that doesn't come from being alone. It's being surrounded by people, yet not knowing where to begin a conversation. And then, your dog pulls you out of the house, takes you to the park, and suddenly runs up to another dog, tail wagging like crazy. You smile, nod at the other dog owner, and just like that, the conversation begins. Maybe it's, "How old is your pup?" Or, "So cute, right?" Simple, seemingly throwaway lines, yet they're the first thread connecting you back to the world. One study found, nearly 50% of dog owners have made new friends simply by walking their pets. I remember someone once shared, "I moved to a new city. Didn't know a soul, but it was my dog who got me my first coffee with a neighbor. There are some things you just can't do on your own, but your dog will do them for you. Without being asked. Sometimes, you don't need someone to say something. You just need them to be there, like your dog always is. But your dog doesn't just help you open up to others. They also pull you off that comfy couch and lead you to something more miraculous than any supplement. Have you ever felt like your body was just heavy? Not from weight, but from the exhaustion piled up after long, stressful days, hours of sitting, or simply being too drained to get up. But your dog? They never seem to get tired of life. Every morning, they walk over, tail wagging, eyes sparkling, as if to say, "Come on, today is still worth loving." You might not notice it, but thanks to your pup, you're walking an extra 4.000 steps a day on average. That's nearly 42 minutes of physical activity. Not a small number. And the best part? You don't have to force yourself, because you're doing it for your dog. With your dog, research has even uncovered something fascinating. A human's and a dog's heartbeats can actually sync when they share a deep connection. Yes, you heard that right. Not just emotionally. Your body is literally in rhythm with this small, sincere companion. One person with high blood pressure once shared, "I used to take meds every day. I still do, but now I walk my dog every morning. And I truly believe they're the reason my life feels lighter. Day by day." Because sometimes, what you need isn't a fancy gym. It's a reason to step outside, and someone waiting by the door just for you. Have you ever felt scared being home alone? A strange noise in the night. A silence that lingers too long. That unsettling sense that something's not right, but you don't know what to do. And then suddenly, your dog growls softly, stands up, eyes fixed on the door. No loud barking, no alarms. Just their alert presence is enough to make you feel, "I'm not alone." Even the smallest dogs, no bigger than a pillow, can bring an overwhelming sense of safety. Because a burglar might not fear you, but they'll think twice at the sound of a bark, even from a tiny four-legged guardian. Dogs are loyal to the core. If you're sleeping, they'll keep watch. If you're sad, they'll sit beside you. And if you're in danger, they'll stand between you and the world. One woman who lived alone once said, "I used to keep every light on at night. Now, I don't need to. As long as my pup's curled up at the foot of my bed, I feel safe." Because to a dog, you're not just a part of their world. You are their entire world. Have you ever felt like your life was just a mess? Late nights, rushed meals, skipping workouts, and then staring at yourself in the mirror every morning, thinking, "Why can't I get it together?" But then, your dog came into your life, and everything started to change. Quietly, but surely. 7 a.m. they sit patiently by the bed, tail gently wagging. 12 p.m. they give you that look as if to say, "Hey, it's lunchtime." In the evening, if you're late for your walk, they stare at you like, "This is our time," just like every other day. Whether you're a planner or someone who lives by the moment, having a dog naturally makes you more responsible, more disciplined, not out of pressure, but out of love. A friend once shared with me, "I have ADHD, and I've always struggled with routines. But since getting my dog, I wake up on time, eat regularly, sleep better, and I don't feel lost in my own life anymore." Because your dog doesn't need you to be perfect. They just need you to show up, consistently and with heart. And when you start living a healthier, more grounded life, you become more attractive to others, in ways you never expected. Have you ever thought that one beautiful day, a simple dog walk could lead to an unexpected first date? Don't be surprised. There's a special kind of charm that radiates from dog owners. Not just because dogs are adorable, but because the image of you with your pup, full of warmth, love, and responsibility, says so much about you, even before you say a single word. Statistics show people with dogs in their Tinder profile pictures get significantly more right swipes. And men with dogs are 3 times more likely to be asked for their number. Why? Because a dog isn't just a pet, it's a reflection of how you love, care, and connect. I once met the sweetest couple at the park. They told me, "We met because our dogs ran straight to each other and started playing. We just stood there, awkward and blushing, then burst out laughing. Now they live together, with 2 dogs, and every morning begins with 4 tails wagging in sync." There's a saying, you don't need to find the perfect person, just someone who loves dogs like you do. And sometimes, it's your dog who helps you find that person. And when love comes along, the world suddenly looks a little brighter. But if you want to know what it really means to live life fully, just watch how a dog lives each day. Have you ever seen your dog stop in the middle of the road just to sniff a wildflower? Or sit quietly watching the last light of day filter through the trees? You're in a rush, thinking about unanswered emails, looming deadlines, dinner still uncooked. But your dog? They're living, fully, in that very moment. Dogs don't regret the past or worry about the future. They savor every pet, every time you laugh, every walk, every breath. They remind you, life isn't a destination, it's a journey. And the things that seem small are often the most magical. Someone once told me, my dog passed away, but because of them, I learned to stop and watch the sunset every day. I stopped rushing through life and started truly living it. There are things your dog does that you may never notice. But if you take a moment to really look, to really feel, you'll see that in those innocent eyes lies a peaceful world we, as grown-ups, have long forgotten. You see, your dog doesn't need to say a single word, yet they're doing so much for you, every day, every hour, in quiet, invisible ways. From helping you sleep better, live healthier, open up to others, to teaching you gratitude for every fleeting moment. Your dog is a small, priceless gift life has given you. And if you've made it to this point in the video, then it's clear. You're not just a dog owner. You're a true companion, with a heart wide enough to understand, and deep enough to love. If any part of this reminded you of your pup, please share it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your story. And if you want to keep walking this journey of love, don't forget to follow the channel, because I have so many more beautiful things to share with you about that four-legged friend right by your side.